A benefits cheat who swindled the taxpayer out of $120,000 also wickedly conned an elderly woman out of her life savings. David Williams, from Prenton, Wirral, claimed he was unable to work due to being severely disabled, while at the same time setting up his own business installing satellite dishes and aerials on people's roofs in a shocking web of lies spun over a period of 8 years. The 34-year-old father of 5 even told authorities 2 of his daughters were disabled and in receipt of disability living allowance, when neither were, to get his hands on more state funds. He also charged an 88-year-old customer an exorbitant $7,500 for a new fuse box he said she needed at her home, but instead used the cash to buy a new van for his aerial installation business. She was left unable to trust strangers and spent the last year of her life scared to answer the door. Having pleaded guilty to a string of fraud charges brought by the DWP and Wirral Trading Standards at an earlier hearing, Williams arrived at Liverpool Crown Court for sentencing on a mobility scooter. The court was told he had fraudulently claimed a total of $40,000 in incapacity benefit, $70,000 in working and child tax credits and $10,000 in disability living allowance between 2005 and 2013. Prosecuting Kevin Slack said Williams began claiming incapacity benefit legitimately in 2002, but that by 2005 it had become fraudulent on a claim form that year. He said he was unable to work, climb stairs or even pick his child up, and later claimed to need help from his wife with eating, using the toilet and even holding a phone. Williams then told them his partner also worked for the firm 16 hours a week, when she wasn't working at all, to get his hands on an enhanced level of tax credits following the birth of their first child. The lies continued to stack up as he began submitting false child care claims, racking up hundreds of pounds a week for made-up nursery costs, reports the Liverpool Echo. Despite claiming disability living allowance on the grounds he had to use crutches and a wheelchair, Williams set up a new business, Go Digital Aerials, in 2010 from his former address on Gresford Avenue, West Kirby. But, in early 2005, Williams set up a carpet cleaning business, informing HMRC so that he could claim tax credits despite receiving incapacity benefits on the grounds he was unfit to work. It was through this business he met 88-year-old Mayor Jones in 2011, who employed him for several jobs on the back of a leaflet posted through her door. But after winning her trust, the fraudster later conned her out of $7,500 for a fuse box that was never fitted, and fobbed her off when she asked for a refund. When her concerned neighbor tried to speak to him after Ms. Jones became suspicious, he threatened to have her arrested for trespassing. Williams' defense solicitor Michael Davies accepted his client would face a custodial sentence but said Williams' size and weight would make prison life difficult for him and for staff in getting him around. Sentencing, Judge Dennis Watson, QC, said that other than diabetes there was no objective clinical evidence Williams has any other significant medical issues. He told him he had performed a wicked con trick on a vulnerable woman who trusted him, and described his lies about having disabled children as callous and cynical. Williams was jailed for a total of 3 years and 3 months, 27 months for defrauding Ms. Jones and 12 for the benefit frauds. In a victim impact statement before her death last year, Ms. Jones said she found it galling and sickening that he was driving round in a van she had paid for, and felt the stress and upset had exacerbated her health problems. Williams threatened to have her neighbor arrested for trespass after he tried to help the victim, the court heard. A spokeswoman from the Department of Work and Pensions said, "It is our duty to ensure benefit payments go to those who really need them, and we are committed to cracking down on those who play the system. It is unfair some people get support when they do not have a disability, while many people depend on the benefits system to provide a safety net," she added. Hello so lard arse, there will be food, so shut the F up so we can get this over with. David Williams, who was jailed for 2.5 years for falsely accusing an ex-lover of sexual assault and blackmail. A benefit cheat who falsely accused an ex-lover of sexual assault and blackmail was given 2.5 years behind bars. Convicted conman David Williams, 34, told police the woman drugged and handcuffed him before molesting him with a sex toy. Williams, from Prenton, Wirral, also suggested she threatened to blackmail him by saying she would claim he indecently assaulted her children. The dad of 5 was first jailed in December after conning an elderly woman out of her life savings and swindling $120,000 of taxpayers' money by pretending he and 2 of his daughters were disabled. He claimed he was unable to work while setting up a business installing satellite dishes and aerials on people's roofs from his former address in Gresford Avenue, West Kirby. Liverpool Crown Court heard how Williams, who attended his last sentencing on a mobility scooter but now walks unaided, was found guilty of perverting the course of justice. Recorder Paul Reed, QC, said Williams lied to police between April and July 2013. The judge said the case centered around the relationship between Williams, his wife, and another couple. Mr. Reed said the 2 couples met in 2007 or 2008, but in October 2011, the other couple split up. He said in 2012 Williams started helping the woman move into a new home and bought her items. The judge said, "I'm satisfied there was a sexual relationship between you and her in the terms she described when you told her you were estranged from your wife." Mr. Reed said they slept together twice before she realized Williams was back with his wife. The judge said there was also a sexual relationship between Williams' wife and the man in the other relationship. The other couple got back together and an acrimonious relationship developed between the 2 men. Mr. Reed said there were allegations and counter-allegations of harassment, damage, and the like. The other man was slapped with a restraining order preventing him from contacting Williams, which he breached in March 2013. By April, Williams turned against the other woman and made unpleasant phone calls to her. On April 20 he was warned by police about harassing her. Mr. Reed said, "This from your point of view was the final straw. You went to the police and made a false allegation of serious sexual assault, coupled with blackmail." He refused to be medically examined but went into enormous detail describing the incident. He said he was drugged by her, taken upstairs, stripped naked and subjected to a violent assault with a sex toy. Williams claimed he still suffered from injuries sustained in the attack and also made up the blackmail allegations. Mr. Reed said, "There was not a word of truth." He repeated the lies to the school's head teacher and other parents. The accused woman was arrested in May. Police searched her home and seized computers and cameras. She said, "I felt my privacy had been invaded. Even though I hadn't done anything wrong, I felt guilty. I was shocked even he could say something that awful." Mr. Reed said she left her job, couldn't eat or sleep properly and had to face the prospect of social services getting involved. Powered by it was not until July she was told no further action would be taken, and the court heard officers wasted 80 hours investigating the case. Williams was jailed for 39 months last December. Mr. Reed handed him a consecutive sentence and made a restraining order preventing him from contacting the couple. "So lard ass. And no running on my watch. I gotta warn you again, and you're banned for life. No man has a good enough memory to be a successful liar. The trust of the innocent is the liar's most useful tool. The only thing worse than a liar is a liar that's also a hypocrite. A liar will not be believed, even when he speaks the truth." A benefit